Gemini, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique, bringing you your November energy forecast. So coming into November, we've definitely had a lot of changes. We definitely have a lot of emotions. We definitely have a lot of new ideas and new thoughts. Now, Mars just went retrograde in your sign, so you're probably coming into November a little bit exhausted, a little bit at your breaking point, definitely feeling the struggle, definitely not having the energy to overcome the struggle. And you know what? That is okay. We're coming into November smack dab into Eclipse season. In Scorpio season, there is a lot of death, a lot of endings, a lot of closure, of course, to provide us with a clean slate on where it is that we can resurrect ourselves, rebirth ourselves, and make some major transformations. Now, November, I am going to recommend you go ahead, you listen to the energy forecast that I put out there, where I can go into a little bit more depth, a little bit more detail on what November's energy events are actually going to bring to us. However, just know that your main topic, your main events here are focused on rebalancing the scales of your personal relationships and seeing a shift, a change in your career. So jumping into November, we are coming in under the influence of realizing that we are ending a chapter, we are about to begin a new one, and that we are under the wild card energy of the cosmos, the eclipse energy, in order to sort us out and put us on the path that we need to be on in order to align with our soul's mission, with our soul's purpose. On November 8th, we have the full moon total lunar eclipse taking place at 6 degrees in Taurus energy. And of course, this will be closing the door on eclipse season. We just had the new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio on October 25th that would have highlighted your 6th house. So there's likely a huge change taking place in your day-to-day life, where it is that you have to restructure your routine, making a little bit more time for yourself to pour into your mind, your body, your soul, likely some physical ailments coming to your attention on where it is that you have to address taking care of yourself a little bit more seriously. And of course, where that particular story began, the full moon eclipse in Taurus is going to end it here in the 12th house. So the 12th house is your hidden realm. It is your soul self, your intuition, your soul contracts. It's your spiritual health and wellness, while the 6th house is your physical health and wellness. The full moon is going to fully illuminate where it is that we have to get back to some basics here. And a lot of these basics have to do with our day-to-day life, where our routines are concerned, where giving a little bit of self-love is concerned, where our relationships, our money matters are concerned. And for many of my Gemini friends, a lot of things are just feeling blah. They're feeling like they're ending. They're feeling like you are about to go through a major shift. And again, Mars being retrograde in your sign is a lot of the reason for that. Now, there's likely a lot of frustration, a lot of anger coming out of nowheres. This 12th house is your unconscious self. You're likely experiencing a lot of agitation and frustration of not seeing things move as fast as you would like. There's probably a lot of anger and frustration that is coming to the surface in order to show you what isn't working so you can focus in on what is. The full moon eclipse in Taurus is at 16 degrees. It's aligned with the true node. It is our soul's path and our destiny's point, but the 12th house is about endings and beginnings. So there's a lot of, I'm going to say, 3D realm topics and themes that Taurus rules over, such as self-love, self-care, such as value and worth, even when it comes to your self-esteem and your self-confidence versus your financial situation. And of course, relationships. They have been on a teeter-totter since, I'm going to say, the end of September. We're definitely starting to see where it is that we have to cut the cord, where it is that old soul contracts are ending, and where the space is being cleaned up in order for new ones to begin. On the 16th, we have Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and worth and pleasure and money, who ruled over that full moon in Taurus, moving into Sag energy, which is going to be a super welcome change. Venus was in Scorpio, stripping away the layers of the shadow self in order to see where our raw, vulnerable selves are now standing and the truth that we're now standing in. Venus moving into Sag is definitely going to bring a little bit of a spark back, a little bit of fun, a little bit of playful energy back. And lucky for you, it is highlighting your 7th house. of personal relationships. So Venus moving into Sag, she definitely is standing in a new truth. She's optimistic. She's confident. She's putting herself out there in different ways. Yes, she's still focused on, what is worthy and who is worthy of her time and her energy, but she's also looking to push outside of her comfort zone, meaning you might actually be putting yourself out there in an environment that you wouldn't normally be in. You might find yourself attracted to or kind of interacting with people that you wouldn't normally gravitate to. This is really just helping you to see that breaking out of the mold of who it is that you've been sharing your time and energy with can be a good thing. It can raise your vibration, can open up your mind, it can open up your heart space, and really just bring a lot of the playful energy back that, of course, had gotten very serious over the last couple of weeks. On the 17th, the very next day, we have Mercury, your ruler, moving into Sagittarius energy as well, highlighting this 7th house. So Mercury moving into Sag is very blunt, very straightforward, very to the point, especially with the truth that we're trying to speak. And we really do have to kind of use a filter, if you will, or else we're going to cause a lot of hurt feelings by speaking our truth in too blunt of a way. Mercury in Sag, very focused on big ideas, very focused on philosophical and spiritual context, content, and beliefs. We are rapidly changing the way that we are looking at the people in our lives. Again, 7th house, relationships, partnerships. We are also really pushing the boundaries of how it is that we are interacting, expressing ourselves, speaking our truth to the people that need to hear it. I definitely would recommend that you keep an open mind, which you're very good at, but not get too caught up with trying to debate the pros and the cons of the material that's coming at you, the new ideas coming at you, the new people coming at you. Just try to keep an open mind. Try to be optimistic and confident. Try to see where it is that each and every single person that you interact with is just adding a little bit of spice, a little bit of perspective, a little bit of understanding to what it is that you already thought to be true, especially when it comes to your personal relationships. Many of my Gemini friends still very much stuck in the past, hooked up on a lot of the pain and the trauma that past relationships have caused. It's very natural being in Scorpio season for us to examine that. But now we're looking to break free, bust out of those particular belief systems. And when we have an open heart and an open mind, you best believe that magic can definitely happen. On the 22nd, we have the sun moving into Sagittarius energy, moving out of Scorpio season and initiating a brand new fire, a brand new boldness, a brand new bravery when it comes to your 7th house of personal relationships. Now, Sagittarius energy, we're in a brand new truth. We feel resurrected. We feel revived. We feel like we've been reborn. And with a clean slate, with a lot of optimism, a lot of confidence, with the vision of the great grand dream that you want to actually manifest, a lot of this is rooted in who it is that you're sharing your time, your energy, and your effort with. Now, the 7th house is how it is that you're sharing yourself with the rest of the world. And the Sag energy wants to just move past these personal relationships and see with the rest of the world what the world has to offer. Again, another reason why I think many of my Gemini friends are going to put themselves out there in a new environment and align with people that they wouldn't normally kind of align with. This is a little bit of spice being added to your life. And of course, the intellectual conversations of philosophy and spirituality and the greater, grander understanding of the cosmos is definitely the topics and themes that are going to interest you the most. On the 23rd, we have the new moon taking place in Sagittarius energy. Yes, that's right. Another placement in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So the new moon in Sag is at 1 degree, which means that we are entering into a brand new 2.5 year cycle of what it is that we want to set our intentions on. And in Sag energy, that is going to be the hardest part, is actually identifying what it is that we want to experience, mostly because we're very scatterbrained in Sagittarius energy. We want a little bit of everything. We want to dabble in a little bit of everything. We want to experience a little bit of everything. And because of that, we're having a hard time truly defining what it is that we want for ourselves, what it is we need for ourselves, and what it is that we actually desire. We are thinking big. We are thinking grand. We tend to bite off more than we can chew. We tend to dream a bigger dream than we're actually able to accomplish. But the vision here, especially in the 7th house, is to change your idea open your mind a little bit on what you expect, what you plan to give to the people in your life. The seventh house is about who it is that you're spending your time with, how it is that you're sharing your energy with the people in your life. And of course, recognizing where it is that those scales have to be balanced. So the new moon in Sag is going to be a huge fire energy, bringing the life force energy back, bringing the light back after the darkness that we've been sitting in. That's a very welcome change. But this is going to spin your perspective, your understanding, and your perception on how it is that you share space with other people. Now, on the same day, on the 23rd, just hours after the new moon in Sag, we have Jupiter, who rules over Sag energy, who rules over Sag season, the new moon in Sag, all of these placements now in Sagittarius energy, going direct in Pisces energy. So Jupiter crept back into Pisces energy at the end of October. Go ahead and listen to that astro forecast if you need to. This is a little bit of a refresher course, if you will, a time for us to reconnect to our higher selves, to redefine our dreams, to really kind of, I'm going to say, renew our faith, renew our spirits, renew our beliefs. We're standing in a new truth with Sag energy anyways, and Jupiter now going direct in Pisces is giving us the last hurrah, if you will, to perfect and master something that began for us late 2020. Now, Jupiter going direct in Pisces is going to be illuminating your 10th house. Your 10th house is your career, your reputation, your karma, the roles and responsibilities that you have to level up and boss up into. And of course, finances, the safety, security, stability of your finances. And with Jupiter, who's all about growth, all about improvement and expansion, all about abundance and beliefs, we can definitely maybe put a bet on the fact that you will be changing some kind of dynamic where your career, where the roles and responsibilities, and where those money matters are concerned. This is likely going to be a boss up. This is likely going to bring full circle a completion that had you a little bit agitated, topsy-turvy, back and forth since the end of 2020, where your career has been concerned. And then we get to kind of retrace our steps through this Piscean energy. It will take us up to December 20th, the day before the winter solstice. And then we get to re-enter Aries energy again. It's a redo from something that we tried to bring to life, that we tried to pursue back in May of this year that didn't work out so well for us the first time around. So we definitely have a positive shift taking place for you in your partnership area and in your career area as well. So some of the messages that I would like for you to focus on, that I would like for you to be aware of for the month of November for you is that, first of all, you're going to have a total shift in perspective. My Gemini friends are ruled over by Mercury that rules over the mental plane anyways. And especially when Mercury jumps into this Sag energy, you best believe that this is a spark, this is a fire, this is spice that many of my Gemini friends have been really, really lacking and really needing at this point. This is like an aha moment, an idea, a perspective, an understanding. Something shifts in your mental plane that really reignites the spark, the fire, the flame within you in order to be passionate to actually pursue something new. I love this for my Gemini friends, especially seeing how Mars is retrograde in Gemini energy. It means that we're not just going to act on this new excitement, this new passion, this new desire. We're going to sit with it, add logic, add practicality, add some strategy to it so that we are basically coming up with a good plan. And when Mars is actually given the opportunity to take action in the outside world to pursue said idea or said passion, we're going to know exactly where our energy is needed and how to exert that energy to actually accomplish our goals. Now, it's no joke that this is a time, a month, a season for death and rebirth. A lot of this change is being forced upon you. Now, we would look at it like a punishment. However, our higher selves know that nothing is happening to us. Everything is happening for us. There's been a lot of loss. There's been a lot of the endings. There's been a lot of closures, and we're having a hard time mentally and emotionally making peace with that. That's okay. What we have to do is just take a lay of the land. take a stock, take inventory. Yes, there are elements, topics, and themes in our lives that we wish weren't the way that they are, but we have the opportunity to make the best out of the situation that we are in. We have the opportunity to play the best hand out of the crappy cards that we were dealt. And from this, we will kind of be revived. We will be realigned. We will recalibrate and renew our faith, our trust in ourselves and in the universe. Especially for you where partnerships are concerned. I think my Gemini friends are still struggling very, very deeply with not really being as connected to their current partners as they would like, or still grieving over the loss of the partnerships that have dissolved. And I think that, having that constant loop in the mental plane and constant trigger and activation in the heart space is just keeping that pain and trauma and discontent alive. And I think that it's time to end that this month. And I feel like moving into the Sagittarius energy will bring a brand new perspective and objective for your personal relationships. The last thing I want to leave you with is that you're really at the mercy of the eclipse energy right now, of the moon. I feel like the full moon eclipse energy in Taurus is going to be hugely revealing to you, mostly because it's in the 12th house. The 12th house, again, is your intuition. It is your soul self. It is the hidden realm of thoughts, of memories, of emotions. And I think that there is a lot of intuition needed. My Gemini friends struggle with that because Mercury rules over your intellect, and therefore you always want to take a logical, practical approach to what is happening and try to make sense of it. But there's a lot of magic of the world that you're missing out on. There's a lot of spiritual lessons that cannot be explained by your logical, practical intellect. And I feel like my Gemini friends will be kind of challenged, if you will, to turn the intellect down and just let the intuition kind of navigate the unseen, uncharted waters of your intuition and of your emotions. Keep in mind, the full moon, total lunar eclipse in Taurus in this 12th house is going to illuminate for you what it is that needs to end and what it is that you need to refocus your time, your energy, attention on building in your life in order to provide you with safety, with security, with stability here in your physical realm. So Gemini, I hope that forecast was helpful. I hope that some of the message really resonated with you. What I'm most excited about for you is moving into this Sag energy where you can kind of pluck yourself out of these deep, dark, emotional waters that you've been in, dry yourself off, and really kind of align with a new spirit, a new spark that will definitely change the way that you feel about yourself and you feel about the people that you're sharing your life with. I hope you have a beautiful November. We'll talk to you soon.